in a couple different ways.
Oh, I
Hoping you have heard of slope-intercept and standard form before.
No.
Isn't it like something y? No.
Y
Sort of
equals-
Y plus
Y
like mx
intercept
plus
Yeah.
b.
Slope-intercept form. Libby got it. Y equals mx
You
plus
said that.
b.
Okay.
Well, you said something with a y.
It's not
exactly
y.
the most helpful.
Equals mx plus b.
Oh, okay.
I just put 2
Right,
equals.
you got 2. What does the M stand for?
Yeah, sure. Slow now.
Slope. What does the B stand for?
Intercept.
Yeah, my y-intercept.
Why aren't they y's?
Yin.
This is
Because we already got a y in there.
okay. So
Remember, when math, we name things weird.
slope. Why can't it be an x? Why isn't it
I don't know, because that's like 5s.
It's math that makes sense.
Okay. Anyways, tell me this looks familiar, yes?
No.
Okay, what? Alright, what we're gonna do is take our line and make an equation from it. So the first thing you notice that they gave you 2 nice points. We need to find the slope. How do I find slope?
rise over
Make
rise?
rise over run, count it.
4 over 2.
4 over 2 if I simplify that.
Your lines are hard.
2. Is it a positive or negative slope?
Positive.
Positive, so we're good on that. The other thing I need for my formula is B. We said B stands for the y-intercept. Our y is right here. So where does it cross?
Negative
3.
Negative 3.
Negative 3. So then all we're doing is throwing that into our equation.
And get paper.
Oh my god.
No, these are
Just give something fun.
Boneless wings.
Really? Someone's hoarding it. That's okay.
Someone is thankful for boneless wings.
Call in.
What? Okay,
They're thankful for
so
boneless
my
wings.
y equals mx plus b, we have y equals, for m I'm going to plug in 2. The x always stays, and then for my b I'm going to have the minus 3. You can have plus a negative 3, that's fine, these are the same equations. I just like less things.
Can't
Don't forget your y. Y equals. There we go.
Is that all we're doing? We don't have to solve it. We do have to solve it.
Answer.
Of course you have to solve it.
Answer.
Oh, what?
That's all.
Wait,
They're the same thing.
wouldn't it just be plus 3?
No, because
it's a
our
negative
intercept is a
three.
negative 3. So you can have 2x minus 3 or 2x plus a negative 3.
What's the one above it then? It says minus 3.
That's just the b.
The yint? Oh, look at that, that's the yint.
Yeah,
The
that's
yint
the
is
y
negative
intercept.
3.
I don't know why it's the line.
Okay, first thing I find is my m. M stands for slope. Slope is my slope, positive or negative?
Positive.
negative.
It's negative. How do I find slope?
Rise over run.
Rise or run, count them. 4. 4 over
4.
4 over 4?
Tell us like 4
Five.
over 5.
4 over 5. Can I simplify that?
No.
No. Other thing I need is B, which stands for?
Yint.
Yep, I guess that's our word now.
It's
Y-intercept,
Negative.
which is
Negative 2.
negative 2. All we gotta do is throw it into our equation. Y equals M, our negative 4/5, X, and then our B minus 2. Okay. Questions there?
What? Do I have to crack my back, dude?
I didn't say anything.
You judge
Alright.
it.
Didn't say anything.
First thing I find is what?
Slope.
Slope. Slope is positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Tell me what it is.
1 over 3.
1 over 3. Can't simplify that, so that's good. Next, I got y-intercept.
0.
0. It crosses my y at 0. So when I put that in the equation, I get y equals negative 1/3 x plus 0. Right?
Yep.
I do not need to add 0. If you just want to leave negative 1/3 x, that is what I would do. If you want to have the plus 0, just to double check, that's fine. Either of those work. In 4, slope positive or negative? Positive. What is it?
3/3.
3/3?
Yep.
Can I reduce that?
Yep.
To 1. My b, my intercept is
4.
4. So give me an equation.
Y equals 1x plus 4.
Y equals 1x plus 4. Question. Is there another way to write this?
X plus 4.
Yeah, y equals x plus 4. Either one of these is fine. I probably write this more often. But the 1x is a-okay. Alright. Questions on writing equations from a line on the graph. You feel good?
Let me guess equations are next.
Oh yeah, it's the standard form.
That's stupid.
Standard form! This is probably, I don't know. To be honest, I'm not a fan of this form, but that's okay. Ax plus by equals c. So we got all our variables on one side, and then the c's hanging out by itself. What you notice, the other form is called slope-intercept because it gives you the slope and the intercept. This one doesn't give you really anything. Yay! Fun. The looks. So all we gotta do is turn this into slope-intercept because slope-intercept is like the holy grail of our equations. So, remember our slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So y is all by itself. So what we're going to do with these equations that are in standard form is get y by itself. Okay? Looking at 7 out of x plus y equals 6, how do I get y by itself?
Subtract x.
Subtract x. So I get y equals, can I take 6 and x and combine them?
No.
No. I'm going to put my x first, my negative x, because that is what my slope-intercept form looks like. That is all we're doing is just converting these into our slope-intercept form. From here, I can tell what the slope is. Slope is -1, and my intercept is a +6. Questions on 7? Okay. 8, same thing. I want to get y by itself. What's the first thing I have to do?
Subtract 5x.
Subtract 5x, so I get 2y equals a -5x minus 2. Then what?
5/2.
Divide by 2, yeah. We want y totally by itself, so divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Make sure you divide everything by 2. So I get y equals -5/2, that does not turn out nice, x, and then -2/2 is a -1. So again, I can tell you my slope is a -5/2, and my y-intercept is -1.
Can you just write 2.5?
No. Leave it in fraction form. Questions? Okay. 2x minus 4y equals 28. I need to get y by itself. What's the first thing I do?
Subtract.
Subtract 2x. -4y equals -2x. Plus 28. Divide by -4 just once. Everywhere. So I get what? Y equals a positive, because negative divided by negative is a positive. And then 2 divided by 4 is a half. Nice job, Caleb. So half x. And then what? Close. -7. 0. Ten. What do I do in 10?
Subtract 3y, 3x.
So I get negative y equals negative 3x plus 5. Then what?
Divide by negative 1.
Yeah, divide by negative 1. So all we're doing is changing the sign. So y equals positive 3x and a minus 5. Questions there? Okay, you try 11 and 12, then we'll check. Alright, who's got 11?
Y equals negative 6 things. Times 2.
Say that again. Y equals negative what?
3/4.
3/4. Yep, so if you simplify, you had 6/8, right? Yeah, so just simplify it. And then negative 3/4 is x, and then what'd you say?
Minus 2.
Minus 2. Good. And how about 12?
Y equals 1/4x.
Good. Y equals 1/4 x. If you have y equals 1/4 x plus 0, that's what you do. Alright. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Good, bad, ugly.
I should say do I this one.
You don't know.
I don't want to do this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I heard that. Okay, flip to the next side. Vertical lines go up and down. I know it's kind of hard to see, but this is our line right here. When a line goes straight up and down, it is an x equals. Because y is like 100 different things, the only thing that stays the same is our x. What x value is this? 1. So our equation is only x equals 1. I came out really weird. Equation.
Wait, no, it's the bigger line next to it. That's why it's named.
That'd be why that says y. Ha 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 ha. There we go. X equals negative 1. I was like, why is that off balance? If it goes left to right, that is a y equals equation because x is 100 different things. Y stays the same. What value is that?
3.
3, so we just have y equals 3. Here's another question. Let's bring x equals negative 1 over here.
I don't like
Are these lines parallel, perpendicular, or neither? They're perpendicular. So whenever you have an x equals and a y equals, they're perpendicular. They will cross eventually. And they will make a right angle. Okay. What we're gonna do is kind of like what we did yesterday, except for it's a little more complicated. We're gonna determine if they're parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Some of them we will have to change from standard form. The slope intercept. What is it that tells us if it's parallel, perpendicular, or neither? What do we look at? What did you find yesterday? Like,
They have the same fraction.
Yeah, Halbert's word for fraction. Slope. You look at their slopes. So if their slopes are the same, it's parallel. If their slopes are different, they're perpendicular. How do they have to be different to be perpendicular?
Opposite.
Opposite.
And negative. Or,
Negative reciprocal or opposite reciprocal. So sign has to be different and our fraction has to be flipped, okay? In number 1, y equals 5x plus 2, what's my slope? 5. So this slope is 5. How about in my other equation, y equals 5x minus 5? Our slope is still 5. So what kind of lines are these?
parallel.
They are parallel.
Is that all we have to
Well, we'll just make it a little more complex than that, but yes. All you gotta do is find your slope. In 2, what's my slope of the first one?
Negative 3 over 2.
Negative 3 over 2. What's my slope of the second one?
2 over 3.
2 over 3. How are they related?
Perpendicular.
They are perpendicular on the right because it will not fit there. Opposite sign and then flipped fraction. Okay, here's where we get a little bit complex. Remember I told you in standard form you cannot find the slope. So that means we have to turn it into slope intercept form in order to find the slope. Which means I have to get what by itself?
What?
Y, good. First step to get y by itself, in our first equation on 3, we gotta subtract our x. So 2y equals negative x plus 2. Then what?
divide by 2.
Divide by 2. So we should get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. Now that I'm in slope intercept form, what's my slope?
1/2, negative 1/2.
Negative 1/2. I gotta find the slope in 3, or in the other equation of 3. Same thing, get y by itself. First thing, I'm going to subtract 6x. And then
Divide by negative 3.
divide by negative 3. So I get y equals
2x minus 7.
2x minus 7. Good. So what's my slope in that one?
2x.
Just the 2. So how are they related? Not at all. 2 is the same as 2 over 1, right? They're perpendicular. Opposite sign and then flip fraction. I'm just going to draw the symbol. Are you okay with that? Perpendicular. Forward, how do I find my slope in the first one? Minus x, so I have a negative y equals negative x plus 9, and then
Divide by negative 1.
divide by negative 1, so I get y equals
X minus plus
x minus 100. So what's my slope there? 1. What's my slope of the other one?
1.
1, so how are they related? Parallel. Can you make water here?
No, I got some.
Let's see, can you get some? Okay. Questions there? Keep talking right along. 3x minus y equals 2. I gotta change it into slope intercept form. How do I do it?
Minus 3x.
Minus 3x, so I get negative y equals negative 3x plus 2. Then what?
Divide by 2.
Divide by negative 1, so what equals?
3 over 1. Plus
That was just
3
Minus
over
1.
1
minus
x
1. X minus
minus 2. We're not dividing by any number. Just dividing by 1. So my slope here is what? 3 over 1, 3 over 1, whatever it is. What's my slope in the other one?
1/3.
1/3. How are they related?
No.
They're not good. That was a trick one from your homework. These are not related. If here I'm talking spelled sometimes. If one of them had a negative sign, they would be. But they are not negative reciprocals of each other. They are just reciprocals. So they are not nothing. Alright, 8. First thing I gotta do what? Minus 4x. So negative 6y equals negative 4x plus 12. Then what? Divide by negative 6, so I get y equals 4 over 6, aka 2/3. Good, that is positive. Minus 2, good. So our slope is 2/3, good. And the other one I have to do again, so we get 2y equals negative 3x plus 10. Divided by 2, we get y equals negative 3 times x plus 5. So my slope is negative 3 over 2, and Olivia says it's what? Perpendicular. Super speedy. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You 8, do 9. You 6, do 10. Just ignore me. How are we doing? Done? My 9 people, what'd you get?
Y equals negative 1/4 plus 7.
Y equals negative 1/4 x plus 7. So my slope is negative 1/4. My slope over here is negative 1/4. So they are parallel. Good. My 10 people. That's not an 11, but everybody knows it's parallel, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. My 10 people. This slope we got to be negative 4, right? What's my other equation? Y equals negative 4x plus 9, so my slope is negative 4, and they are parallel. Anybody disagree with any of that? Okay, sweet. Last 2. Super easy, super quick. If I can get there. I have a y equals negative 7. Is y equals left, right, or up, down? Left, right. So it looks like this somewhere. X equals up, down, or left, right?
Up, down.
Up, down. Parallel, perpendicular, neither.
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular. They are perpendicular. If you want, you can say that a y equals has a slope of 0 and x has a slope of undefined. If I have 2 and x equals, is that up, down, left, right?
Up, down.
Up, down. My other x equals is up, down, or left, right?
Up, down.
Up, down, parallel, perpendicular, neither. Parallel. Okay, how we feel about our stuff? Awesome.